Even for the most natural-born racing drivers, it takes years of training and mental conditioning to master cars like these. They say the first car race happened as soon as the world's second car was built, and motorsport has been evolving ever since. From the historic sports car races of the 50s to the modern cutting-edge technology of the Formula E racing series. Many resemble cars you see on the roads, though they are merely lookalikes and are very different beasts to their road-going counterparts. But they do look a bit similar, and that's important because, to borrow a phrase from NASCAR, if you win on Sunday, you sell on Monday. These fire-breathing race cars compete in events across the world, where close-quarters racing often becomes a full contact sport on the road to victory.
Whereas the historic races in the other group started with a clean sheet, the cars in this group follow much stricter rules. They might have started life as a fast road car, but from the wheels up, almost everything has been modified, so long as it stays within the law. Some companies will sell you one off the shelf and even organize a special championship so you can race against other identical cars. The level playing field means it all comes down to driver skill. Big, loud, basic, and Australian. V8 supercars are loosely based on four-door sedans, and they only race down under, which makes them as unique as Aussie rules football or kangaroos. Mostly it's a straight choice between Ford or Holden, otherwise known as GM. But any manufacturer with a V8 engine can enter the ring, ready for a good old-fashioned bashing. 1970s touring cars were beefed up and ready for a scrap, as were the drivers. The rules and regulations were interpreted in deeply creative ways, leading to flared fenders and swollen bodywork to make room for bulging engines that sent power through the roof. Not literally. As if that wasn't enough, wings and things were added to give these cars more aero than an F-15 fighter jet. In the 1950s, the rules of sports car racing changed, meaning teams could enter cars that for the first time weren't based on road-going equivalents. This meant they could experiment with radical new designs and materials, which opened the door for exotic endurance races that were as beautiful as they were fast, and they became instant classics. In the olden days, motorsport was something you could smell a mile off. You had scorched rubber and petrol fumes and many fluids, some of them from the drivers. But this is the future, and this is a Formula E car, a completely electric space-grade single-seater with its own race series endorsed by the FIA. If racing is supposed to be a non-contact sport, then nobody told these guys, because if you don't finish a touring car race with battle scars and a missing mirror, you're doing it wrong. They might look similar to everyday cars, but the shape is pretty much the only thing they have in common. Inside, they're stripped to the metal, the bodywork is replaced by beefy new panels, and unlike your mother's car, they spit flames from their exhausts.